I remember 21, fresh out of school, thinking I was done, waiting for the calls to come. I'm still waiting for someone to tell me where I go to get my millions.
It wasn't really until I got into college that I started writing songs. I actually started to think, like, maybe this is something that I want to do. Like, I had been a musician my whole life, but I never really thought, like, I would end up doing that, you know, as a living.
Who I am is more than just a passerby. I must have missed the course of life 101, where they tell you that tomorrow might not be so fun. I guess I'll have to make it up someday. Can I get credit for?
So, I mean, I like being an independent artist. It's very gratifying. I mean, I'm watching all the pieces come together.
I'm doing my own thing.
I wake up in the morning and, I mean, I come into this room and I start looking through emails where it all goes down. Try and be creative about, okay, well, like, what kind of shows can I do, or where can I market the songs next? Technology has allowed everyone with something to say, something to put out there. It's allowed everyone to find an audience for that, and I think that's just, you know, the cool thing about being an independent artist is you kind of take the reins and do that yourself.
Consider this, everywhere you go you're in the dark, never knowing all the...
Dan Warner, who's been a good friend of mine for years, the role that Dan has had in this is just instrumental. You know, Dan's one of the top session guitar players, you know, in the country, in the world, I don't know. And I mean, he plays on such major albums, and I knew he would be able to, you know, help me take it to the next level. There's so many great albums out there, and it's kind of like, I wish people knew how much a producer, like, the role that he has in the process. You know, Dan really, like, took the songs and brought them to life. I mean, the other thing that has been really cool about this whole process, everyone that I'm working with is all friends. Probably one of the coolest stories is when I play live, my other guitar player, his name is Olaf. I've known him since I was 5 years old. When I first started taking lessons, he was one of my first teachers. By the time I was about 14, 15, he was in the area and he was teaching again. And I went and I was taking lessons from him. And those were the years that I really developed as a guitar player. I mean, he's definitely been my biggest influence as a guitar player and for how I play and what I play. I mean, to this day, he's one of my closest friends. And to be able to really love everyone that you're working with, both in the studio, live on stage, like all the other stuff, it's just, I think that's been one of the best parts about this whole project, is just being able to work with friends. Maybe This Time, that's got a little bit of a story behind it. The chorus for that song I had written years ago. You know, maybe a year or two ago, I put it with a verse of another song, and I started writing the lyrics to it, and it just sort of like came together. And then my sister was getting married, kind of like the lyrics fit what, you know, my sister and her husband's story is. So I ended up doing that at the wedding, and that performance of Maybe This Time at the wedding was the first time I ever played like an original song in front of a large group of people, and it's kind of become one of the main songs that I do and people know, and it's just cool how it kind of grew out of that. So yeah, so the whole college thing. I went to the University of Florida in Gainesville, which is just an awesome place to go to school. I felt like I really sort of grew up as a person, kind of found myself. While I was in school, I started writing songs. Actually in my dorm, I remember it was like one of the first songs I'd written that I thought was good. By the time I got out of college, I had a couple songs, and I really like started to feel like I had some good stuff. So when I was making the album, and I thought, okay, what should I call it, you know, and I decided on an extra credit, being just because, you know, here I am sort of going back and doing the songs I always wanted to do, and I felt like this was my extra credit. It's kind of how the whole college theme came about, and it was really cool when we shot the photos for the CD cover. I went up to Gainesville because I said, you know what, this is where it all started for me, so I kind of wanted to go back and get a little bit of that vibe. I even have a song, it's called Tales of Higher Learning, and it really is about the whole college lifestyle and just living every day, like, you know, you're just like, you feel like you're king of the world when you're there. You know, I felt like I had to induce some of that into this album. I've just been extremely lucky that I've got like amazing friends and family. To see how excited they get, that's exciting for me.
Maybe I should stop to think about my life.
If you're gonna be an artist and you're gonna be real, then you have to be honest and you have to let people like see into you. I'm gonna just sing my songs and hope people like it, and for the most part I think people have, and they've taken to it. Yeah, I mean, that's the greatest compliment you can get, is that you've created something that, you know, people really take to, and as long as people are connecting with it, then, you know, I feel like I'm doing something worthwhile.